Views expressed in the videos are my observation, analysis of events, persons based on principles of astrology. It's not my intent to predict, forecast absolute outcomes, only suggest how they may unfold. Nothing is set in stone. I could be wrong, but often I'm right. My desire is not to promote fear, only inform about what we see unfolding. It is our wish to prepare our subscribers for events that could affect them, their family, their goals, and their future, to help to prepare for what you may already suspect is happening, and to send a warning shot across the bow and raise a flag of concern. Our goal is to help, not hinder, in these perilous times, to inspire and offer possible direction, and to reveal that a greater plan and purpose are behind all that is happening. Eventually, we will see a brighter day. If you would like to show your appreciation for our work on these videos or this channel, and also the Knowing Whispers channel, you can always click on the word thanks at the bottom of all the videos. Hello everybody, it's Robert Cosmar of Astrology for Those Who Are Awakening, and also the Wisdom for Those Awakening YouTube channels. And guess what? I'm going to be doing another video for you. That's 2 videos, 2 days in a row, and it's been quite a long time since I have been really led to do that type of thing. But considering what is developing in the world, I felt like that it was a good idea to try to show you astrologically why things are happening. Okay, what is the foundation? What is the karma behind what we see developing now between the U.S. and Israel and Iran? And like the video that I did yesterday, showing you the karmic factors as to why Israel and Iran and Iraq would be in such contention. Okay, I'm going to show you something similar here between the United States and also Iran. All right, now what you're looking at is the astrocartography map of the United States of America. Keep in mind, we do not know for certain exactly what time that the United States Declaration of Independence was signed. They believe it was done later in the day before dinner. So, based on rectification and a lot of other things from other astrologers and their research and stuff, we're going to go with that. And it could be, some of these could be sooner or later. Because we're dealing with Pluto, it won't make a lot of difference how far off it is, unless it would be an hour or two, because Pluto moves so slowly. But on this particular chart, it's significant to see right away something similar to the one that you were shown in the chart with Israel and Iran. You'll notice here that Pluto is conjuncting the midheaven. Okay, the USA Pluto conjuncting the midheaven right down through here. This is probably Iraq, but it's close to Iran. And you have a 350-mile gap here, east and west. And of course, not only is this a karmic indicator, but it's an indication that the relationship in that particular part of the world with that particular group of people is not going to be easy. That it's going to be very contentious, transformative, okay? And of course, this is what we see going on, okay? It's another one of those things that I mentioned the other day when I did the video on Iran and Israel. Because of the way we believe in what we see, we don't think there's a connection between the past and the future, okay? Or that there is a connection between the things that are happening in our life, the people in our life, and our life experience. Because the mind sees things in a dualistic way. It sees things as being separate from, instead of being an extension or the, in a way, the consequences of unknown factors, such as karma and things of that nature. So, in this particular situation, remembering that the United States of America essentially became a country in 1776, how would they have known in 1776 that Pluto would be at that position on this particular chart going through these countries. Okay, and it happens so often it can't be by chance. It shows that there is a connectedness, okay, that exists within life on this planet, within your life, my life, the life of countries, the life of governments. Okay, all right, now let's go a little bit deeper here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, okay, and give you this shot here. This actually shows where Pluto in the USA chart is going, and again, because we don't absolutely know the time, you have to kind of be flexible here, but this is pretty interesting here. You'll notice how close this particular line is to Baghdad. And of course, you know what the USA went through back in 2000, 2005, somewhere in there, and Saddam Hussein and what happened to him. Okay, so you have a confirmation there because of the closeness of that line to that location that there is a very good, strong possibility that there would be a transformative effect upon this country by the United States of America. All right. Another thing to keep in mind here, because we're talking about the natal chart of the U.S., all right, looky here. Uranus on the ascendant going through Afghanistan. Think of the difficulty, the trouble, the unexpected situations that have happened as a result of Afghanistan. Okay, so we have two confirmations here, okay, of these higher octave energies, if you want to call them that, showing that in the future there's going to be serious consequences in the relationship between our country and these countries. Okay, now what is triggering all this? Okay, this gets to be more interesting. All right, this is the transits, the current transits right now to the USA chart. Looky here. Pluto. Okay, even closer, probably more so into Iran than it was in Iraq. Okay, and the reason for that is because the USA is going through a Pluto return. Okay, and of course it's a little bit beyond, I believe, that exact points, which would make it probably closer to being in Iran than in Iraq. All right, but again, you have the trigger, you have the karmic indicator, if you want to call it that, of the natal chart of the USA. So we have a tremendous amount of Plutonian energy. All right, now Pluto represents transformation, death, and rebirth. It represents nuclear power. It represents really extreme conflict, okay, wars and things of that nature. So you could say there is a possibility here, more than the average possibility, of something really big and major happening here. Okay, now it would really take a lot, in my opinion, for a nuclear thing to happen here, but anything's possible right now. Okay, so keep it in mind. All right, and let's hope that it doesn't happen to be the extreme that the universe is wanting to go through. All right, now lastly, I'm going to show you the progressed chart of the United States of America. And here we go. Here's Pluto. Hasn't moved a whole lot in 250 years. Wouldn't. Okay. Running right down through almost the same area. However, when I go to the next chart, you'll see here that Pluto has gone into Iran. Just started to go into Iran. But again, it doesn't make much difference because of the fact that the transiting Pluto is already probably in Iran at this point in time, maybe a little bit more than halfway through. So this explains astrologically why there is this focus and this intense buildup, okay, of what you see happening between Israel, their animosity towards Iran, and the USA, and their tendency to being sucked into this situation by fate and by destiny and by the fact that, as I mentioned earlier here, everything is interconnected. There are no situations in life that happen by coincidence. All right? And if you are a person who's more logical, more reasoning based, then your openness to intuitiveness per se and examining things from a different way, you'll find that that's hard to grasp that. Okay, but from an intuitive perspective and from examining horoscopes and people's lives and things for almost 40 years, I can assure you that nothing happens by chance, and that the beauty of astrology is that it can give you a forewarning of what things could occur, okay, on the physical side of things. But, okay, as I've been trying to say for months, the reason for these things happening, all right, are to create an effect of a reassessment of values around the world, okay, and to dealing with fear. Fear is the real culprit in everything that's going on, okay, and until that is dealt with on the basis of human beings deciding that they have to take responsibility for their own fear, there's always the possibility that violence, war, external conflict may be what we see happen. Okay, because quite honestly, people are very slow to want to change. And it's very difficult for many to let go of their fear or to even look into their fear to see why it is. All right. Okay. I think that you'll find this to be an interesting video to watch, and I do sincerely hope that you'll comment. It's always nice to get comments. When I stopped doing a lot of the astrology videos, it's almost like the community section, dried up, and that was unfortunate because it's important to be able to hear from you and have you share your views and to have a dialogue about many things. The physical stuff going on as well as the spiritual stuff that is actually going on as well, which in my opinion is more important than actually doing this. Okay, but this also assists in making things apparent as to why they're happening. Okay, keep in mind that this Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. in the morning on YouTube, both my YouTube channels, CJ and I have a live stream. We've been doing them for about a month now, called Wisdom for Those Awakening. It is a support live stream where we ask you to bring questions of your concerns regarding what it is you're going through, how you're feeling about your life in general. And along with others, we basically give perspective and counsel from our own particular situation, our own inner knowing, things like that, to help others who may feel kind of cut off and isolated because of all the madness going on. Now, in addition to that, on Sunday the 22nd, I'm going to be doing the first of a series of teachings called Wisdom for Those Awakening, Conscious Knowledge. And those teachings are going to be specifically focused upon the process of conscious evolution, meditation, conscious evolution, and the process internally. What goes on? What happens? What does it feel like? Okay, what are the side effects? What can I expect? All right. So I'm going to do my very best in those teachings to try to bring to you new awareness and insight concerning meditation and the impact and importance of it, particularly now. Okay. Because we are going through, on the flip side, excuse me, of all this physical transformation, we are seeing a global transformation, a conscious global transformation that is being brought upon us, and that we need to make decisions about how we're going to respond to that. So those two, like I said, will be on Saturday and Sunday morning, 10 to 11 Eastern Daylight Time. And I'm hoping that you will consider joining us. And I also sent out today a post in the community section. If you have never gotten an indication when I am online, or CJ and I are online, if you go up to the right-hand corner next to my profile picture, you'll see a bell that says notification if you put your mouse on it. If you click on that, whenever I'm online doing live streams, you'll be notified by email or right on your screen that I'm now live, and you can decide whether you want to watch the broadcast at that point in time. Okay, all right. Another relatively, excuse me, quick one, but I think that it's very interesting, and you'll agree that it's very interesting that two countries that have a relationship with each other would have a similar destiny regarding another country, in particular one that is a harbor for terrorists and things of that nature. Okay, from the love of my life, CJ, my spiritual partner, my best friend, my co-partner on the YouTube channel, Wisdom for Those Awakening. We look forward to seeing with you on Saturday and Sunday and sharing what it is that our guidance is sharing with us. And hopefully you'll find that to be of support in whatever it is that you're going through. Okay, have a great day. Have a great week. See you over the weekend.